What's up guys, my name is Jack, you're watching JBTCG, and as the title suggests, we're going over every single Pokemon product that I invested in over the month of September. Again, another crazy month in the hobby. We had Mega Evolutions release, and that is going crazy. Right now, booster boxes are around $350, which is unprecedented. We've never seen prices like that. We saw pre-orders for Phantasmal Flames go live, and we've also seen tons of sealed products and single cards as well as graded cards spike in price this month. And I've got a ton of stuff to show you guys in this video, so we'll hop right into it. Alright, the first product we're going to go over is Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETBs. So I actually bought a set of 4 of these from a TikTok shop seller, and I bought them as damaged. So these are damaged Pokemon Center ETBs. Because of that, they sold them at a deal basically. They're way cheaper than buying a regular one. So I bought these, I actually purchased them right at the end of August. So it was like August, I don't know, 28th, 29th. So they came in September. And with these recap videos, I only talk about stuff that I've received in the mail in that month. So this kind of carried over into September. And these cost me $176 a piece. So it was kind of as we saw Surging Sparks move up in value. We saw the Pokemon Center ETBs shoot up. We saw the stamp promo, that Magneton. We saw that shoot up. I kind of caught these right before they went out of stock on the seller's website. And normally I wouldn't buy damaged products because frankly, usually with sealed products, the better the condition, the better it's gonna do long term and the more liquid it's gonna be. But with these, they are fairly liquid, and I've already actually sold one. That's why I only have 3 here. I sold one for $260 to some local person. So all things considered, I'm pretty happy that I picked these up when I did. It was an easy, no-brainer play, and it looks like it's paid off already. Also, if you want to see a little more as to like what the damage looks like yeah, these corners are all busted. Like you can see every single corner here has some wear. I really don't know how this happened, like what happened in this seller's warehouse that destroyed all these. Maybe like a shelving rack fell over or something, but whatever. I got a good deal on them. Let's move on to the next item. My next items are my Mega Evolution pre-orders that I got from the Pokemon Center, as well as an extra booster box that I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. So these were $60 a piece, 120 total. This was what, 160? So I think in total with taxes it came out to like 290 or 300. This one cost me $280 flat from a random guy on Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, it is still sealed. It just looks a little funny. It just has extra wrapping. I've seen that a million times on booster boxes. Classic Pokemon Company quality there. But let's talk about Mega Evolution in general real quick. So its reception was, at first it was a little mixed where people were kind of against it, saying that it was mid, saying it wasn't that good. But the prices of the singles reflect that this set is fantastic. People love this set, people love the chase cards, and I'm really surprised by how much people love the gold cards actually. Like I think both of them are at or above $500 right now. Now I do think those will fall. I think out of everything in this set, what will fall the most in value is those gold cards, because people like gold cards, but they generally don't like them to the degree that they'd be a $500 card. People like special illustration rares. People like Mega Lucarios, Mega Gardevoirs, where they can see them in action doing something. Now, the Mega Lucario gold card, I'll put that up on screen. That one does look pretty crazy. I will say that card looks pretty awesome, and I have seen it in person. It in fact looks really, really crazy with the texture and everything and how it shines. The Mega Gardevoir, not the biggest fan of, but their special illustration rares on the other hand, both of them 10 out of 10 cards. The Mega Venusaur is awesome. There's so much to look for in this set. And then there's also the Marshadow card, which people love. It's not necessarily my favorite. I would definitely sell it if I pulled it and turn that into something else. But a lot of people are big fans of both the illustration rares and special illustration rares of this set. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out after we get the full print run of it, because I think we've only gotten 2/3 of it so far, and then another third is coming in like a week or 2. So we'll see how everything shakes out, but so far everything is promising. And also, market on these booster boxes has shot up to around $350 per, just because demand is non-stop. Everyone seems to want these, and I don't really blame them. I really like it. Honestly, I don't like the look of it. I mean, it's cool that it's like a black booster box. I think that's a cool look, but I don't really like the plain front that they have here. Like, let's look at a Lost Origin booster box. So like this, you have like Giratina on the front, you have the Pokemon trading card game logo. This one, it just looks kind of bland in comparison, but either way, that's really just a nitpick. I'm definitely happy that I managed to get these products for reasonable prices. Do I think these will come back and we'll be able to get these for reasonable prices in the future? I think, well, Pokemon Center ETBs, no, I don't think so. Regular ETBs, yes, I do. We've seen good size reprints of ETBs that the Pokemon Company has been doing, especially with things like Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade, Prismatic Evolutions. So over time, we might have to be very patient. You might have to wait like a year to get some of these things for good prices. But over time, I think we will get reasonable prices for these things. Booster boxes, I'm a little bit less sure about that. Honestly, it seems like the Pokemon Company is moving away from doing large-scale booster box reprints because they kind of want to avoid the distribution path through LGSs because distribution companies are marking these products up. And with the Pokemon Company selling more and more of their stuff through big box stores and like wholesale stores like Sam's Club and Costco, it seems like the amount of booster boxes we're getting is less and less. But that's all completely speculation on that front. And we'll really have to see how that turns out. That's something no one can really tell the future on because the Pokemon Company, they're very secretive with what they're doing and how they're doing stuff. But that's enough yapping about Mega Evolution, and we'll move on to my next items. Next up, we have two Journey Together Pokemon Center ETBs that I picked up way back at the beginning of the month. These I picked up on Facebook Marketplace as well because somebody was selling them slightly below market, not too much, but I saw all the other Pokemon Center ETBs making moves up at the beginning of this month and at the end of August as well. And this was one of the last ones that hadn't moved. And I was like, well, if all the Pokemon Center ETBs are moving, this one, it looks great. It has a great promo card and Zorua, very well loved, and it's very expensive in a PSA 10 as well. It's not like the craziest. It's not the Eevee, it's not the Snorlax, it's not the Charmander promo, but it is a solid promo. So I got these for $140 a piece, so $280 total, which I think was a great deal on them, especially since now market, I think it's between $180 and $200. I haven't checked it. I didn't check it before this video. I forgot to do that. But I know market is definitely a lot higher than what I paid for these, and these are a long-term hold. I'm a big fan of Pokemon Center ETBs as a long-term investment because they generally get their one print run and then they're done. It's not like things like collection boxes where you might get multiple waves or just tons of them over time, or like large scale reprints. These are one and done. They come with an exclusive card inside that you can't get in any other product. To me, they are the premier Pokemon product. A lot of people would say booster boxes, but I like ETBs more, and I think that's just more of a personal preference thing. Both of them perform really, really well in the market. But these are probably the last two of these Journey Together ETBs that I'm going to pick up. I already have a pretty solid position and a lot of these at this point. I don't really need any more. I'm not really looking to get any more. But at $140 a piece, I really couldn't resist picking these up. And next we'll move on to some graded cards. The first card I have to show off is the Charizard EX from Japanese 151. This card I actually didn't purchase. I got this in a trade. If you remember, I had the Magneton Pokemon Center promo in a PSA 10 last month. I picked that up for $250. Then that one shot up in value to around $400, and somebody was looking to trade this for it. And I said, you know what, sure, we can do a trade. They threw $60 on top, so I got this Charizard and $60 for the Magneton promo. So I guess we'll subtract $60 from my counter because I actually made money on this one instead of spending money. But right now, market on this is right around $470-ish. I think there's some sales around $480, $490. But market is pretty high on this. It's actually, I think, a little bit higher than the Magneton promo. So I definitely came out ahead on that trade. I actually really like this Charizard card. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like that it's different. It's not your average Charizard card where he's like blowing fire in your face or it's like super aggressive. It's super serene and peaceful. So that's the main reason why I actually enjoy this Charizard. And also, if you look, the texture on this is, it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's so much better than the English version. Like, there's so much more detailing. Hard to really show it in the lighting that I have here. But enough talking about this, and we'll move on to the next graded cards I have to show you guys. Next up, I picked up a full set of the gold V-Stars from Crown Zenith. These are some of my favorite cards of all time. They're all done by Akira Agawa, which is one of my favorite Pokemon TCG artists. I think I'd say probably my favorite. I do like Yukamori as well with the clay Pokemon, but these are my favorite cards. These are so detailed, they're so insane looking. and I picked these up for a total of $1,300. So $1,300 for these. Very, very expensive, but the reason I purchased them was because I didn't see them getting any cheaper. This deal was slightly below market. I just picked it up around a week ago, and I already had the Giratina V-Star that I picked up last month in a 10. So I was like, you know what? I can pick this set up for $1,300 and I can just sell the other extra Giratina V-Star, which I think is valued right around $600, $650. I was like, you know what? To complete the set for $600, that's not a bad price. And I was willing to pay it. I didn't really see this as an investing move. This wasn't like a 5-head investing decision where I was gonna double my money in the span of a month. This was more of purchased it because it's something I like. I've rolled some of my profits from other things that have made me a lot of money in the Pokemon space into some of my favorite cards before they continue upwards in value. But that's the last of the graded cards that I have to show you guys, and we'll move into some more sealed products. The next item we have is Surging 2-pack bundles. And no, before you jump to the comments, before you write me a hate review and dislike, thumbs down the video, I didn't get any of these for MSRP. I didn't get a single Surging Sparks 2-pack bundle for MSRP. Every single one of these was purchased on Facebook Marketplace from people who got them for MSRP. So I guess I'm funding some scalpers' dreams, but at these prices that I'm getting these for, they are one of the easiest investing decisions that I've made. They're the easiest play. I think they're one of the lowest risk plays in the market right now. And I'll kind of explain why. I've gone over it multiple times, but I got these for an average of right around $90. So we'll say I got 7 of them here. This is how many I picked up this month. In total, that makes 12. But for these 7, I think I paid a total of $620, which I guess is a little bit less than $90 per, but basically $90 each. And for $90, you get an ETB, which has 9 packs inside, and the Magneton promo. That Magneton promo is worth like 10 or 15 bucks sealed. And then you get a booster bundle, which is worth like 30 to 40 bucks. The ETB alone sells for 70, 75. This sells for 30, 35, $40. So already the contents inside are worth more than what I'm paying for the bundle. And on top of this, I don't think we're gonna see much more large-scale reprints of Surging Sparks in the future, especially not things like ETBs. Now the reason for this, I've said multiple times, is they have bigger things to worry about than Surging Sparks going forward. It doesn't seem like Surging Sparks is that old, and it really isn't that old, but they have to deal with Prismatic Evolutions, which has a much more expensive ETB. I think right now it's $130. Things like Destined Rivals, that ETB is $120, the booster box is $450. Things like Mega Evolution Base, every product for that set is already incredibly expensive. And then they have the rest of the Mega Evolution block with things like Phantasmal Flames, where Phantasmal Flames ETBs are probably going to be worth so much money because of the Charizard tax on the front. Versus Surging Sparks ETBs at $70, $75, these are going to be super low on the priority list in terms of things to reprint going forward, because not only have they already unleashed a large-scale reprint in these 2-pack bundles, but it's also one of the cheaper sets that we have at this current time. Now the other reason I really like these as an investment is because Surging Sparks is moving up in value, both the sealed products and the single cards. So in terms of sealed products, obviously the ETBs fell because of this reprint, but the booster box is up at around 300 right now, and all of the single cards, all the top chases are moving upwards. The Pikachu has broken $300. I think it's almost at like $350 right now. The Latias is really close to $200. And the Melodic, which I think is the 3rd place top chase card, has also moved up a little bit in price. So even with this huge restock and huge reprint of Surging Sparks products, the singles are holding strong and moving up in value. This bodes really well for the long-term performance of Surging Sparks, and eventually, let's say in a year from now, people aren't going to really remember this reprint. These boxes, these 2-pack bundles, aren't going to be readily available. They'll kind of have disappeared from the market. I see these as being incredibly undervalued, and I'm still looking to pick them up whenever I can, whenever I see a good deal on Facebook Marketplace. Now, it's getting less and less. I'm seeing less and less of them posted. I assume that's because most of the scalpers, most of the resellers have already sold me their position. But still, if I can find some more of these in the month of October, I will absolutely buy them. Now, the last thing we have to cover is a Hidden Fates ETB. This I picked up this month in a trade, actually. I traded 4 151 booster bundles away, and I got this. Honestly, super happy with the trade. The guy I traded with also seemed super happy. He didn't have any 151 booster bundles, or really 151 products in general. but he had 2 of these, so he was like, you know what, you want to trade this? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I love ETBs. This, honestly, do I see it as like a big investing play? Do I think this is going to outperform the 151 booster bundles? Not really. I don't really know which is going to outperform which. There's no real way for me to predict that reliably, but it was something that I wanted for my personal collection. I have a bunch of 151 booster bundles. I will happily let go 4 of those for a nice Hidden Fates ETB. It does have a little dent here, but that's okay. Overall, the front of it looks nice, and that promo inside, the Stained Glass Birds promo, is fantastic. This is an all-time ETB. This is definitely a famous ETB. This one got reprinted a ton back in, I want to say 2021. Like a reprint, like printed into the ground style reprint. And it still managed to recover and bounce up in price to these crazy price points. But also, I do want to mention before I go that the money that I'm putting into these Pokemon products isn't just money that like I'm just dumping in from like excess money that I have that I'm investing in. I'm also selling a lot of products as I go to kind of like reinvest that money and move that money around. So I sold a lot of Japanese 151 and some of my Japanese products like V-Star Universe, Shiny, Treasure EX, a little bit of Terrestrial Festival. I sold all of those because Japanese products haven't been moving crazily, especially in the way that English has. So like, you know what? I have a lot of these. I might as well sell like half of the position that I have and put that money into English products that I think have a better chance of moving up in the future. So I think I'm going to continue to do a little bit more of that selling. And I might also sell some of the random products that I've had that have made good moves, like Crown Zenith Sea and Sky collections. I'll probably keep my Crown Zenith ETBs and Crown Zenith booster bundles, but I have a lot of Sea and Sky collections and they're worth a lot of money at this point. I might as well sell them, maybe roll that money into something else, or just take the profits and walk away with it. And that concludes our video. Let me know if you enjoyed down in the comments. I definitely picked up a lot of products, a big variety of products actually. And I like picking up a variety. Like picking up a ton of one product might be more optimal, but I like picking up a variety whenever I see like a good little deal here and there. It's more fun. It's like you're hunting for it rather than just like offloading a ton of money into one thing at one time. But then again, this is a hobby. This is about fun, not necessarily being perfectly optimal all the time. But let me know what you thought of my pickups down in the comments. And also let me know what the best thing that you picked up this month was, or if you picked up like any grails or anything unique or special as well. I'd definitely love to hear all of that. And also a huge thanks to y'all for 3,000 subscribers. It's actually crazy that we hit that number. When I started this, I honestly did not think I was gonna get there. I was really just hoping for 1,000 subscribers. So it's really cool. And I'm really humbled and privileged to have y'all as a community. So I appreciate all y'all and I appreciate y'all watching the videos. It's been amazing. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay safe out there.